Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode 8 of the Premier League Review Show. We promised you there will be consistency, and we're here once again, another week, giving you more content, Habibis. We're here because, the Premier League decided this week to not put all the big games on a Saturday. The reason why I'm a little bit late is I'm watching Fluminense, as are all of you Liverpool fans in the chat. Fluminense just scored, by the way. John Kennedy, which is kind of a random name for a Brazilian. John Kennedy can really be out here naming Brazilian John Kennedy, but despite it being a random name, that is a banging goal right there. I'm invested in Andre, and VAR check complete, I think, and a goal is going to get given. So, Habibis, everyone watching us right now, or on the replay, because I know a whole lot of you guys like to watch this on the replay, please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to This is Football if you're yet to do so. Every single person watching us right now, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so, Habibis. And look, so much to talk about today. Man United, smash and grab victory, as per usual. Jammy, dodgy, lucky bastards. And speaking of jammy, dodgy, but in reverse, unjammy, undodgy Arsenal lose to Newcastle. Boring. City win 6-1 again. I feel like there is no need for a City fan, to be honest with you. What's the point? So I actually have a surprise for you guys today. A Liverpool fan that you guys see during the week as well is here, to join us to talk about something non-Liverpool. You get me? So anyway, Habibis, get the likes up, subscribe, and let me introduce the panelists. First of all, the guy that's going to be my right-hand man today, as he is always anyway. I think he's probably going to be a bit nervous to start the video. Not because anything Liverpool related, just because he's watching Andre in the background. Of course, joining us on the channel is the troublemaker himself. And make sure right now you all wish him a happy birthday because he turns 17 today. Joining us on the channel is none other than the man himself, man like Tom Little. How does it feel, Tom, to be here on the Premier League Review Show instead of Liverpool content? And you're on mute. See?
That Kennedy who just scored being sent off.
Yeah, they sent him off because he ran into the crowd. Mike just said it.
Lad, this game is
South American football is built different, man.
It's mental. It's absolutely mental. It's good, though. It's good to be here for once on the This is Football channel, but not talking about Liverpool. Well, I'll end up talking about it, but not specifically talking about Liverpool. So
it feels refreshing, right? Like you're not here to just Liverpool all the time,
It would have felt refreshing last year. But this year, because we're actually good, I just want to talk about us.
There you are. Just typical fucking Tom Little response there, bro. Like it is what it is. Tom. But anyway, we have nothing to complain about now. Our club is in a good place still. I won't even lie to you.
No, if anything, we deserve apologies after the VAR shambles of today.
100%. Joining us on the channel as well, let me introduce the winners first. Man like Double A is back in the building. I think he was on holiday in Greece, if I'm not mistaken. Man United probably pissed him the fuck off so much. My man decided to just fly to Greece. He just had enough of the shit. And you know what it is? I understand. Honestly, I understand because last season, Liverpool had me in the edge of probably, wanting to just like fucking give up and not do content anymore. But he's here now because his team won. Bruno Fernandes, I'm sure he absolutely loves his captain, scores the winner in the 90th minute, and he's here all smiling. And I will give credit to Double A. Double A is here win, lose, or draw. But this one I have to credit to myself because sometimes you have to credit yourself, guys. I did ask him before a ball was kicked. Just saying, I didn't know the result. I don't have a crystal ball. No one told me the result, and I still invited him because I want to hear his football opinions regardless. Double A is in the building. How are you doing, Double A, man?
It's good, brother. It's good to be back. Nice to be asked on again. I was in Lanzarote. It wasn't Greece. But yeah, it was nice to have international break as well. So it was nice to be away from from Manchester United, as it feels like it is at the moment. Even when I'm watching them, it's feel nice to be away from Manchester United, as I'm sure you will remember from last season yourself. But big up, nice to meet Tom, and obviously good to be back on the channel, mate. It's nice to be here.
Big up, big up. I thought you were in Santorini. I don't know why.
I wish I was. It was Lanzarote, mate. 34 degrees still. I'm still sporting a tan 2 weeks later, so I'm happy with that at least.
That's so fucking far away from Greece. What's wrong with me?
Geography's not your strong point. It's fine, mate. It's all right.
No. Don't even try me. Listen, geography is my strong point. Definitely, I can name more countries, more capitals. I'm good at geography. That's my best subject right there.
Okay. I even told you in a message. I even DM'd you and said I was in Lanzarote. So the fact you've not remembered that is
no, I haven't remembered. That's actually the biggest mistake here. That I actually didn't remember the name of the city. I thought you were in Greece because my brain registered Santorini. Why did it register Santorini? I don't know, but I just registered it, Mistakes happen.
It's all
just
good.
like the VAR mistakes. And speaking of VAR mistakes, let me introduce the Arsenal fans. Joining us first, of course, shameless man himself. You guys have seen him on the channel 2 or 3 times before, always representing Arsenal heavy. Today, he's going to be a lot more relaxed because he doesn't have to deal with Hamza or with Staffy or anything. This is the relaxed panel. This is the non-assholes panel. So everyone who's on today's panel is not an asshole. So today he doesn't have to deal with all Hamza's bullshit or any of these guys. So joining us on the channel, of course, you guys seen him before, is man like Daud. How you doing, Daud, man?
My blood is boiling right now. Talking about me being relaxed, I prefer not to speak right now. Like Jose Mourinho said, I prefer not to speak because if I speak right now, I get in serious trouble because for me, the game's gone. That's all I want to say. The game is gone.
Fair. And speaking of game is gone, here's the thing. This guy, I saw one of his tweets. He's like, this is the funniest game ever. He fully just said it. This is the funniest game ever. With all the quote-unquote VAR mistakes, with all the drama that happened in the game. And he's here to discuss it all. Today, something came to me this morning, last night, where I just wanted to invite 2 Arsenal fans on because I felt like something was going to happen. I'm going to be real with you. So something happened. So joining us on the channel is the second Arsenal fan on the panel. And that way they can consume the bottom row by themselves while the 3-point collectors are on the top row. Of course, Twitter Tactico himself. Who else? Whenever we have Arsenal content, man like Curran is in the building. How you doing, Curran, man?
No, we're not going invincible, are we? So these things happen. So just you can't do anything. Like, what am I meant to do? I'm meant to just get what am I meant to do? Is this? Are we on? This is shouting, or is this is football? So let's just. Football. It is what it is. No, seriously, how many times has this happened to this shit? How many times has this shit happened? Are you still getting mad?
No,
genuinely. I'm just like.
I don't want to talk too much about the game right now, but all I want to say is, I have never seen since VAR has come out. I have never seen 3 incidents for 1 goal. I've never seen that.
The only thing is, I don't want to take the whole 2 hours or how long we're going to be here to talk about VAR. The only thing I'm going to say is, right, and this is someone pointed out to me on the way home because I watched it in a bar in Finsbury with my mates. Someone said to me, we had a game against Brighton at home 2 years ago, which we were chasing top 4, and there was a goal. You can all go back and watch it if you want. There was a goal that was not given for Martinelli. And the reason why they didn't give the goal was, we couldn't see the angle. So the whole thing was, we can't determine whether it was or not. So we're going to make sure make sure it's not. And they've now come out and said, well, there's no angle for the Gabriel or whatever it was. There was no angle for it. So we decided to give with the on-field decision. Well, you can't have it both ways, mate. You can't have it. The goal counts because it's the on-field decision, but also say, we can't give it because we don't have the angle. You can't have it both ways. It doesn't work like that. And
okay, and look, speaking of, I do want to start with Arsenal actually. You know what?
I
can't
this
lie
is
to
the thing.
you.
I don't want to spend the entire time talking about
No, it's
VAR,
okay.
but that's
Look,
the only
we have
thing I
we
wanted
have
to
address
mention
it anyway.
because
We have to address
Yeah.
it anyway. You know, I told Double A before we're gonna start with United, but I can't lie to you. Listen, their head's hot. That Double A.
I'm
so
happy.
we have to
I'm
make
happy
it
with that.
quick.
I'm happy with that. That's
Yeah,
fine.
we have to just make VAR decision, but this time we make the right decision. So we're gonna
sorry,
talk
is there
about
still someone
our-
coming on? Oh my god!
So
sorry.
let's start. No one else is coming on.
Oh,
That's
okay,
it. This
okay.
is the panel.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 Arsenal
Okay.
fans, 2 Liverpool
If
fans,
there was
and a
someone
Man United.
waiting behind and I'm just going off, I'd be like, oh,
No. This is the perfect panel right here.
Yeah,
Anyway,
fine.
listen, there's 200 people in here. We ain't even started yet. As I keep saying, guys, hit the like button, subscribe. This is you watching us right now. See this X right here? Click it. Click the like button. I like my own videos. Yes, I do. Hold that. If you don't like you, no one else can like you. So hit the like button, guys, and subscribe. So anyway, let's just get to it. I want to start with Daud and then Curran, and then we just open the floor up as we always do. I want to let Daud go first because he said if I speak, I'm in trouble. So, Daud, talk to the people, brother. What are you telling me about the Arsenal Newcastle game?
First and foremost, the VAR referee was Michael Oliver. I don't want to talk about conspiracy theories and talk about they're against us or anything, but I just want to show you one picture. This is Michael Oliver. You can see it clearly. Michael Oliver. What football top is he wearing there?
Newcastle.
Juventus. No.
I'm not talking about conspiracy theories but I have never seen in my life, okay, a blatant non-goal in my life. If you've got 2 hands on a player's back when he is clearing the ball and you say that there isn't enough evidence, and the thing that makes me so angry is that they didn't even tell the referee to look at the monitor, to go check in his own eye. For the Man United game, they asked for the referee to look at the monitor for an offside goal. But 3 decisions for 1 goal, they didn't even ask the referee to check it in his own eyes. Michael Oliver thought, no, I don't need you to check it. I'll check it for myself and I'll make the decision myself. Okay? That game, you can talk about that decision. You can talk about Arsenal did deserve to win. Okay, I don't mind saying that. The game should have finished as a draw. First and foremost, they shouldn't be... Newcastle shouldn't have had 11 players on the pitch, first and foremost, because I've literally checked the law on violent conduct, okay? And it's crazy. It says that, in addition, a player who, when not challenging for the ball, deliberately strikes an opponent or any other player on the head or face with the arm or hand is guilty of violent conduct. Okay? Bruno Gamaras was not going for the ball. The ball left 5 minutes ago. His main objective was to strike on Jorginho. Okay, that was the main objective. So if we're talking about the law, that's absolute incompetence from VAR and from the referees. Okay, if we're talking about the law, absolute incompetence. And people say he didn't use elbow. It says arm or hand. I mean, it says arm or what was it again? Challenge for the ball. Did it be with the hand or the arm? It doesn't say elbow. Okay, people on the Twitter saying, "Oh, he didn't use his elbow." It's a whole arm. Okay, that was a deliberate red. That was a red card. No contest. Okay, and the referee, he had a shock. He could not control the game. The problem with the referees in England is that when games like this, when it comes to fine margins, they don't know. They haven't got the capability to referee big games like this. Okay. You can referee a game when you know a team's going to win 4-5-6-0. You can make more decisions. It's not going to change the game. But games like this, when it's fine margin, referees week in, week out always find a way to make it about themselves. And I can't be asked with a letter apology. I can't be asked another because the game's finished now. We've lost the game. But no one can tell me Newcastle did anything in that game to deserve to win that game. Anything. Okay? And it's disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. And since Howard Webb has come into the Premier League, has become the head of the referees, PJ Morwell, it's gone to shits. It's gone backwards. I don't know what he's doing with these referees. I don't know what training methods he's doing. And you can tell me that the referees know more about football than us as fans. If you don't know what violent conduct is, you don't know football. If you don't know what pushing a player with both hands from behind, if that's not a foul, you don't know football. Okay, I don't care about the ball went out the play. I don't care about that. But both hands from Joe Linton, and I saw a different angle on Twitter saying that it came with Joe Linton's hand and he'd go into Gordon after. So you can't even score if your teammate, if the ball strikes your teammate's hand before you score, that can't count as a goal. It's disgraceful, man. And that one quote reminds me of Arsene Wenger 10 years ago, said in a press conference after a game, this is the best league in the world, but for some reason we have the worst referees in Europe. For some reason. That's all it is. That's why my blood's boiling, because every week, it's not just our team. Every week is a different team that get absolutely robbed by VAR.
And Daud, look, because I don't want it to just be about referees. I'm not saying you can't talk about referees. Talk about.
I just want to dive in real quick. Michael Oliver wasn't the VAR official today.
He wasn't.
It was
No,
Andy
that's
Madley.
why I was waiting. It was Madley.
Michael Oliver's the referee on Monday.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think Andy Madley's a mank. So
Yeah.
it's
What's
just
wrong with that? What's wrong with being a mank?
Look at the mank referees in this league. They're all bald and they're all shit.
The funny thing is,
That's all
they
I
said
need to
the
say on it.
second.
All the rest is shit.
They say the
All
second
of
best referee in the Premier League is Anthony Taylor.
They
They say the second best referee in the Premier League is Anthony Taylor. Where's Anthony Taylor right now?
Championship.
Refereeing in the Championship. That just sums up the PGMOL well.
No, I'm going to say one thing. You two can go. I've got a lot to say, like a lot, and I'm going to do something that no other fan channel will do on this thing. So you two have your say. Get all the barbs in if you want. Go for it, and then I'll say my piece. But yeah, go for it, both of you, James, Double A. You'll go for it. I'm gonna defer to you, and then because I've got quite a bit to say.
I'm happy to give the floor to you if you want. You know, if you
No. Genuinely, I'm still preparing stuff. So just so both of you go, and then I'll come in.
Okay.
I'll still be listening. I'm just gonna be just checking stats and whatever.
Okay, Tom, talk to me.
I quite enjoyed that game. I think that the referee had an awful game, but I think a lot of referees have had awful games at St James's Park, which says a lot about the mentality of the referees, because the moment the atmosphere gets on you, they shit themselves. They make wrong decisions. It impacts the game. For me, look, the goal's a weird one. It exploited all the flaws in VAR that they hope don't get exploited. They'd exploit them all at once. Do I think it should have counted? Look, I think it's a 50-50. I really do. I don't think the push in the back is really as big a push in this, or it is in the sense of Gabriel has felt the contact. Gabriel seen Ryan miss it and felt contact on his back and went, I'll go down because we're fucked otherwise. But the big thing out of that game for me was, as much as you can say Newcastle didn't deserve to win, which they may not have done, Arsenal didn't deserve to win because you created nothing, no clear-cut chances, no moments where I thought Nick Pope had to bail Newcastle out. You just made Jamal Lascelles look like Ruben Diaz. Jamal Lascelles was supposed to be sold in the summer. He hadn't played all last year, and he's come in and looked brilliant. Newcastle sat after that goal, sat so deep, invited the Arsenal pressure, and I don't think Arsenal actually had a decent shot. Did Nick Pope make a save after the goal?
One shot on target they had. One shot on target.
That is embarrassing. And it comes back to the same issue that Arsenal had at the start of the season, which I personally called out and a lot of others called out. You're not going to win a title with Nketiah and Jesus up front. You need a striker. You need someone who carries a threat in that box. Because when games like this, where Martinelli is struggling up against Livramento and Saka can't really get into the game because you've got Trippier and Joelinton double teaming on him, your midfield is no goal scoring midfield anyway, especially without Odegaard. With that being the case, you need a striker who you can rely on, who can get involved in the game, and who you trust in the big moments. Eddie Nketiah was awful today. Eddie Nketiah is awful in 99% of games, and then he gets a hat-trick against Sheffield United, and Arsenal fans start to believe that he's the man because he came to the academy, and he's just that. You're like, no, this January, if you want to save your title hopes, you go out and you spend whatever it takes for a top striker, because that's the only way. That's the biggest glaring weakness, and it affects everyone else's game. Jesus can do the link-up side of things, but the link-up is only as effective as it is when Martinelli and Saka are on it. If they're not on it, you're linking up to no one. So then what? You need a striker who you trust in the big moments. I don't think you've got that. And until you have that, games like this or games like these are games like, when you go away to Villa Park or whatever, these dodgy away grounds, they'll continue to happen because you don't have the difference maker. Teams know what your strengths are. You can deal with 2 attackers, and you're always going to leave on 3. It's why in the heydays of the attackers, when you had City's attacking the Centurions, our attack, even Fergie's attack, even the old Wenger attacks, Mourinho's attack, you had 3 top-class attackers because you can deal with 2 and you leave on 3. Defences right now are quite happy to double up on Martinelli, double up on Saka, and leave that striker free because he's not going to do anything. You could have a centre-back. I mean, he didn't stay. Jamal Lascelles did not let Eddie Nketiah have a sniff. That's Jamal Lascelles.
Troops, I'd like to introduce you to Anthony Gordon. He's also a content creator on the side. He supports Liverpool Football Club. He also goes by the name of Tom Little on YouTube. Anyway, go on, Gordon.
You best apologise to Anthony Gordon when I look nothing like that scruff.
Big up, Tom. Carry on. I actually agree with a lot of what you're saying, by the way.
I don't think there's much less to say. I'm a horrible football fan in the sense that I liked what Newcastle done in the last 20. All the sly defensive side of things, parking the bus, all the tactics. I love the shit out of that because you could tell it was rattling Arsenal. Martinelli really lost his head, which is going to happen when he's not getting any luck. Livramento done brilliantly on him. There's still a lack of maturity in that Arsenal side, and I think they'll come on more this season because you're in Europe and everything. But right at this stage, where it's not going your way, you can still see the problems. The one Arsenal player that I would say was pretty much faultless. I thought had an excellent game. Declan Rice. Declan Rice was brilliant. Yeah. In all facets, he was brilliant. I know he was expensive, 105 million, but you get what you pay for. And he for me is one of the best midfielders in the league. Another great game. And Kai Havertz, pantomime villain today. Only he could start putting the ball in the back of the net instead of just kicking people and fouling people. Because as much as Bruno Guimaraes should have got sent off, and I do agree, he should have been. I don't get how the first one wasn't a red, and then you had the second one where he's done it again. Kai Havertz should have been sent off as well. So it all comes back to shit refereeing. But if I wanted to be really shameless to end it off, I'd just say not every team can do it at St. James's Park, especially if you've not got Darwin Núñez.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I'm gonna have my say after Double A. Go on, Double A. Tell me your thoughts on the game.
For me, it's interesting that the Arsenal fan we've heard was speaking about the game for a couple of minutes. Didn't mention his team once. I didn't mention the performance. That's the most important thing. Like, yes, it's a shit decision. I agree, but we're used to that in this league. That's not why you lost the game. You lost the game because Arsenal weren't good enough on the day. And Tom's right in what you say. Like, with Newcastle at St. James's Park, I think sometimes you have to have the rub of the green. We're up there in a couple of weeks. We're going to hold a couple. I absolutely 100% expect that. And they beat City there. They've now beat Arsenal. They are kind of turning that place into a bit of a fortress. But sometimes they are getting the rub of the green with the referees, I think. But Arsenal, for me, as much as they've been great, sometimes they do have these results in them, I think, and they can still be got at a little bit, I think. And they do need a striker. I think I can't believe they didn't go out and get a clinical. And a lot of the rumours are you're expecting Ivan Toney to go there in Jan potentially. And I'm talking about, I'm a United fan who desperately needs a striker to help our young lad at the minute.
I'll be honest with you, if Brentford want 100 million though, they're taking the piss as well. Like, no one's gonna pay that.
Because they know that the big teams want him, and he probably wants to go now, doesn't he? He wants to try. He's not getting any younger. He's missed 8 months of his career. He ain't got the time to waste. I imagine he's going to kick up a fuss. Is he going to go on holiday somewhere and do some more videos with some young girls? Probably. Who knows? We'll probably see that again. So they need a striker massively. Like Eddie Nketiah for all the good few moments he may give you. He's in the same category as Rashford. Like, he'll give you some moments, but he's not. You can't trust him.
I think that's offensive to Rashford, though. I genuinely think Eddie Nketiah is a championship striker. I would not. I don't think Sheffield United would replace Cameron Archer with Eddie Nketiah for a full season.
Tom, come on, relax.
I don't.
He's in Premier League mid-table striker. That's what he is. He's not Championship.
Yeah, but even
Premier
when you
League
look at the
mid-table
clubs who wanted them, Crystal Palace. That's the level. That's the
Premier
reality.
mid-table.
His competition is Jordan Ayew, who went 2 years without scoring a goal and they gave him a new contract. The standard isn't very high to be a striker at that club.
All I want to say is, sorry.
So I was gonna say my favorite thing about Eddie Nketiah is the whole hullabaloo they did about giving him the number 14 shirt, like it was something. And listen, we've had the similar at United. The number 7 shirt is a poison chalice. Listen, that number 14, doing that whole thing, it was almost like. And listen, I'm gonna throw Liverpool there. It's almost like when Gerrard did the whole handing it over to Navigator, and Chelsea do it.
Even you, Liverpool
every club is at it, but hopefully Liverpool, Arsenal learn from the mistakes doing that with Eddie Nketiah, because he's a third choice striker for a big team. He may start for lower league teams, lower Premier League teams, but for Arsenal or a team that's challenging, wanting to go for big titles, needing important players to score goals for them on a consistent basis, Eddie Nketiah is not your man.
100%. I can't lie to you. I'm gonna just say this before Curran goes. Actually, I'll speak my mind first, because I know Curran said he wants to go in. Look, the reality is Henry to Nketiah is worse than Gerrard to Keita. I'm so sorry because Henry is the best Premier League player of all time. So there's levels to this game. I'm gonna say my opinion. I feel like I have to be a bit balanced here. Because I'm the host.
You don't. Seriously.
No. I'm always balanced.
Speak your mind, bro.
The only club I'm not balanced is Man United. The only club I'm not
DMs,
balanced
brother.
is Man United. That's the only club I'm not balanced. And I
Check your DMs, brother. Check your DMs.
The super chats here actually relate to what I say, so I'm gonna put them up. Big up to Mike, says referees should have post-match press conferences. What Mike first said. Blaze says quiet on Saka, who got outperformed by shit Havertz. And then Tony says they need an 8 more than they need the striker. All 3 super chats. Big up Mike, big up Blaze, and big up Tony is what I want to address now. All 3 of you guys, thank you for the super chats. Completely agree with all 3 of you, and I'm about to lay the smack. I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why Troops is in chat, basically agreeing with everything Tom said, because Troops been saying for the whole summer that Arsenal need a striker. Some people disagreed, some people agreed. Jesus is good enough, Jesus ain't good enough, blah, blah, blah. First of all, I think it's okay to say 2 things at the same time. I can say the goal shouldn't have stood and Arsenal got robbed. And I can also say Arsenal played like shit at the same time. We can say both of those things. You can't have one shot on target and expect to win a game, or even draw a game in the Premier League level, to be honest with you. You need to have more than one shot on target. I don't think Arsenal created enough. I think Saka and Martinelli as well, because it's very easy. It's very easy. And we do this as all fan bases. I'm talking about every fan base. I'm not singling out Arsenal. Every single fan base always will find a scapegoat. It's very easy to go like, Eddie Nketiah. Yeah, Nketiah played like shit, no problem. But so did Saka, so did Martinelli, the entire front 3. Now, I think from a tactical perspective, the reason why buying a striker matters, if they had Ivan Toney would create space for Saka and Martinelli just by existing and occupying centre-backs, which would allow them to thrive more, which I don't think the centre-backs are giving Nketiah the same respect. But at the same time, also, there's something called personal accountability, where Martinelli and Bukayo Saka have to do better. The person I felt bad for, and the reason why I said I agree with Tom when he was talking, the person I felt bad for in the Arsenal team is Declan Rice. Because Declan Rice was by far, in my opinion, of course, by far Arsenal's best player. I thought he was Arsenal's best player on the pitch. He was everywhere, tackling, interceptions at the edge of the box, just kind of giving it his all, doing his best to help the team win the game. And I'll be honest with you as well, I don't really think the right backs and the left back help Martinelli and Saka either. And look, I think any call for Arteta's head is too early right now. I think it's too early to say Arteta out. I think it's too early to go in on Arteta and go like it's time to go. But the one thing I will say is, and it's for his own perspective, for his own good, some of these things are going dry right now, and he needs to refresh ideas and change a few things out. Now, whether it be just maybe we're being a bit too harsh because of the injuries, maybe we're doing too much right now, because they lost 2 games in a row, and we're sat here criticizing him. All those criticisms that you guys want to label are fair. All I'm saying is, look, Arsenal got robbed. I agree. At the same time, they played like shit. I don't think Mikel Arteta himself, if I bring him to this live stream right now, cannot tell me we deserve to win the game because they didn't. You cannot leave St. James's Park with one shot, come down tell me you deserve to win the game. In my honest opinion, I thought draw would have been a fair result. That's just my honest opinion. And the second thing I want to say is, and now when we go into referees, before I give the mic to Curran, when we go to referees, I'll be honest with you, I loved this game just from an emotional perspective, just from a proper football perspective, because I love the fact that the referee at least allowed them to fight with their emotions, get involved, get stuck in. I love shit like this. I hate it when people sit up here, all these referees, and just like when a guy wants to complain, give him a yellow and shit. Let the players play, man. Let them fight. Let them get involved. And the mad thing is, they checked that goal for about 4 different things. They checked it for offside. They checked it for handball. They checked it for, since Troops is in the chat, Joe Linton riding Gabriel, pause. And they checked it for the ball going out to play. Now, the one thing I will say is, and I have said this from day one, the Premier League makes so much money that they could probably invent technology. Never mind buy technology. They could probably invent technology. Instead of a bald guy from Manchester, hold that double A, instead of a bald guy from Manchester drawing up lines on paint, people are out here in 2023 drawing up Microsoft Paint 3D lines, and there's a guy in Stockley Park holding the shift and doing this with the mouse to make sure it's a straight line. It is 2023. And what pisses me off is the same technology that they refused to get from the Champions League for offside and stuff like that, I found out was actually used in Serie A. I'm in the Middle East. I have to pay for BN Sports to watch the Premier League. Serie A is on YouTube. Serie A is on Abu Dhabi Sport. It's on Dubai Sport. It has nothing. It's not on BN. It's not on the big channels. It's just on the regular free channels. And even they have proper technology. So it's time technology to be introduced. It's time for Premier League referees to get their shit together. I've got no problem with Arteta's press conference. I actually pushed for it. I said, why are you guys complaining at us? Ask your clubs to escalate. Ask your clubs to be mad. Ask your clubs to complain. And you know what's going to happen? This is exactly what's going to happen. PGMOL will issue a statement, or will issue an apology, or will issue some bullshit ass thing that they do every single time, and it's nothing new, and it's blah 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 blah, the same shit over and over and over. PGMOL, apology, statement. At the end of the season, I think they should separate us instead of goal difference by how many statements your club had, so we can see whoever had the less statements or the more statements, wins the competition or whatever it is. So look, from a balanced perspective, and it's my honest view, I think Arsenal didn't deserve to win. I don't think Arsenal did enough to win. And at the same time, I don't think the goal should have stood. So I'm just saying it from the entire perspective. So now we go to Curran. By the way, guys, there's 500 people in here. Make sure guys are hitting the likes. Make sure guys are subscribing. Get involved. Yalla. Hit the like button, subscribe. Big up Mike, Blaze, Tony, and Ryan. Ryan, I'll get to your super chat in a sec. We'll have to go to Curran first. So go on, Curran, brother. Talk to the people. What are you saying?
Right. First of all, figure out the DMs. I can't be asked. There's too many tactical boards there. There's like 4 I've done. I can't be asked. I think it was funny that, because he's right. The guy, Double A, I think he was, he mentioned that Arsenal fan barely mentioned our performance. And it's right. I think a lot of people are forgetting that we did not win that game today. We could have gone and put up a performance today that could have established why we are in this title race today. We could have gone there, put 2 or 3 in, gone there, and made sure that people knew that we are for real. We did not do that. And we have to take accountability for that. It's all well and good. And I'm still mad. You heard me at the beginning of this stream. I'm mad at PGMOL. I'm mad at the refereeing. I'm mad at why Bruno G can just elbow man in the face. I don't understand that. And it's all fair game. I understand Mikel's presser. I just caught no offense to Sam, but I just caught a bit of it while you were talking. I haven't seen it yet because I just got home. The main issue this season has been, and it happens again today, is that we are not able to get the ball in the middle of the pitch and then we can move forward. We have to go side, and we have to play so our fullbacks are the ones receiving in wide areas, and Rice has to receive in wide areas, because we cannot get the ball from centre back to DM through the block, through the first two players. We are very bad at it this season. And I'm not going to say it's all, it's because Thomas Partey's out, we've lost this game. He would have helped. Sure. But one injury, you can't define your season. You can't just be like, you know what I mean? Like, one player's out, that's it, throw the season away. The fact of the matter is right now, Arsenal Football Club cannot get the ball into the middle of the pitch. And what does that do? It means that the eights, so Havertz, who else was it today? Havertz, God, my head is so gone. The Rice, it was today, sorry. They're constantly dropping back, right? They're constantly dropping into spaces. And there is a massive gap between the middle of the pitch and the front of the pitch. And there's a massive gaping hole there because the eights have to drop. And because the eights drop, they can't go into the final third, and they can't, provide an underlap or an overlap or get the ball wide or get the ball into the box, get themselves into the box to get it on the end of a cutback or something like this. And when you can't access the middle, and this is why I disagree with James about the 9. I understand that Eddie Nketiah is not good enough. I've been saying it for years that he's not good enough. But the fact of the matter is, we are not creating chances. We aren't creating chances because the people that are meant to be creating chances are trying to get the ball at the halfway line instead of being in the final third where they can actually create the chances, get in the box or create a cutback or do something. And the other thing is Ben White I barely saw him overlap today. There was no overlap from Ben White. He was pinned deep. And that meant that Saka didn't have that overlap. Kai was trying it a couple of times. And we were just kind of slow and lethargic. I thought in the first half, we were very good defensively on the left side, and we were very good offensively on the right side. I think we were creating some good moments. We were getting into some good positions. I think Rice managed to get it to Nketiah, and Nketiah could have passed instead of trying to get spin on the defender he pinned into the box. And the thing is, it's very simple for me. If you can't get the ball in the middle of the pitch to get the ball into the final third, you're constantly going to be asking your eights to do too much. The same with Ødegaard, because Ødegaard would have had to do the same thing. The same thing he would have been had to do because he's not getting into the final third. And I've seen stats today saying we entered the final third 71 times. Brothers, we were sat in their half while we pinged it straight from side to side, because they had scored for that second half. I'm not hearing that we accessed the final third 72. I'm not hearing it. They sat back. How many times did we enter the box? How many times did we get into the ball into a position where we could put it in the back of the net? That's the thing. And because our eights are having to do too much, we're putting too much stress on them. We haven't got like last year. If you looked at us last year, right? Ødegaard was deeper. He would be able to help with Partey. Partey would try to would pump the ball through the lines. Ødegaard would pick it up and he would move on, and Xhaka would be higher up, right? Now we have both eights low and then both eights high. No, there's no symmetry there. There's no ability to make sure that you can get the ball and then have someone in the final third able to pick it up to create a chance or to spin a man and get into the box. That's the problem. And I don't hear anyone else saying this. I hear John McKenzie saying it on TIFO, but what he says is that because we're trying to move it wide, we're trying to get it into the middle, higher up the pitch. Brothers, we're not getting into the box at all because there's no one there to provide the spacing in the final third to provide a rotation. So, for example, Havertz gets in the left channel or the right channel. Saka or Marcelli spin off him, through ball, bang, cut back, goal. Something simple like that. I think we saw it with Trossard once in the last couple of minutes, where Havertz spun and let Trossard in, and then it got to a corner. But when you look at it, and you look at this game as a whole, we can talk about Nketiah, we can talk about Jesus, but the fact of the matter is, until you get people that are able, right, to get the ball inside the block, inside the middle of the pitch, spin, move with the ball. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work because you don't have the ability for people to get the spacing right in the final third because not enough people are filling the lanes in the final third. And that's how that's my issue. That's how I saw the game. And people are more than willing to hear people out with what other people thought of the game. But I think that's the main problem with our football club right now.
And speaking of, look, usually this is the part where we open the floor up, so everyone just get involved whenever they want. But before we do that, Daud, you didn't talk about the football at all. You just spoke about the refs. So now we need you to talk about the football. We need to talk about your players. We need to talk about the game. So talk to me about the game, about the football. And now it's just open floor. So Tom, AA, Curran, Daud, get involved whenever you want. Just have a quick discussion on the game. So talk to me, brother. What's going on? Try and watch match of the day and this at the same time. Troops, switch off match of the day. Watch that shit on the replay.
You can watch United later, Troops. Don't worry. Watch United.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? What are you gonna watch? Fulham United highlights. It was boring as fuck, Troops.
It was one of the most boring games. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. It was a funny ass game. But yeah. I want to hear what you guys think because that's how I looked at that game, and that's how I looked at West Ham as well. I've looked at a couple of games throughout this season. I've just thought, where is the ability to get the ball in the middle third to get it into the final third? And if you can explain to me why that is,
well, after Curran finishes.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you can explain to me why that isn't a problem, why we need a 9 more, I really want to hear it because that's
yeah. So first and foremost, I just want to say, I think AA said that you can get Arsenal. That's not necessarily true because I think St. James's Park is probably, I'd say, top 3 hardest grounds to go to. And the way we nullified Newcastle and the way they played, I don't think they really had to make a single save the whole game. So defensively, I'd say we are probably our best defensively, probably since when? Hybrid days? Because that back four of Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Tomiyasu, there isn't many attackers that can get through that defense. You saw it against Man City when Haaland didn't have a sniff against us. You see it. You can't count West Ham because that West Ham Carabao Cup game we played our second team. But defensively, I have no worries about this team. The way Arteta.
Sorry to cut you out. I don't mean easy to get out as in terms of create chances and pin you back.
Mentality wise,
get under your skin, put it about you.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Yeah, that's always going to be levied against us until we win something. Let's just be real.
Potentially,
that's always going to be levied against us. So
the only player I'd say that was actually showing fight was when I think Bruno took that shot, a quick free kick, and he hit Havertz. And then when Declan Rice actually stepped up and said, "What are you playing at?" Declan Rice was the only player on that pitch that actually showed a bit of passion.
You think Marcelli in that second half was just showing fight? He was getting up. He was properly looking.
Yeah, you're right. But first and foremost, we have to make Declan Rice our captain. I think that's the first thing we need to do.
But what is that going to do? What is that going to do?
That shows a statement of this guy is our leader. He shows it on the pitch. He was comfortably, him and Saliba, I'd say, were comfortably our
I agree with that, by the way.
On the pitch.
I agree.
Yeah, but what
He's
is
a true leader.
No, but
it's not about
issues on the pitch.
Statements.
I understand that it's a statement, but there are issues on the actual fucking pitch.
The issue is not tactical issues. It's personnel.
I just explained why there's an issue tactically.
I know, but it's personal. For me, recruitment, we got it wrong this summer. We got it absolutely wrong. When we got rid of Granit Xhaka, we didn't sign an actual box-to-box 8, a guy that can do both jobs. My dream would have been Jude Bellingham or someone like Frankie de Jong.
Jude Bellingham does not fix this. He does not
fix this. Jude Bellingham fixes this, bro. If you have a midfield field, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, or Martin Odegaard, that fixes it 1,000,000% because you got someone in midfield that can get goals. Kai Havertz cannot get goals.
This is not about goals, man.
This is about goals. These kind of games when you cannot break through teams.
If Jude can't get the ball in the final third, how is he scoring goals?
How many times does Jude ever get if you watch Jude for Real Madrid, yeah, the way he drives with the ball and the way he is press resistant, okay.
Where is Jude Bellingham playing this summer?
No, but
Since
we
this
haven't.
summer.
Okay, let's forget about dribbling. Okay, we haven't got a player in our midfield three, except for Declan Rice, that can actually drive the ball. That can actually. We need someone that's got someone like a Kovacic, where they can drive with the ball and have a goal threat at the same time. Kai Havertz never the answer. Kai Havertz ball retention. Kai Havertz's ball retention is terrible. Okay, Fabio Vieira's ball retention is terrible. Okay, Emile Smith-Rowe injured every week. Okay, we haven't got a left-sided midfielder in this team, in this squad, that can actually take us to that next level. Okay, and when we bought Kai Havertz, that was the wrong recruitment. Okay, Kai Havertz is not a midfielder for me. He's not a midfielder.
He's
okay?
not a midfielder.
So in January, we need to sort that situation now, and as well as a striker, we need to buy a striker. Eddie Nketiah, you're right. He's not the solution. Okay, Gabriel Jesus is not the solution for us. Okay, but I'm gonna say this, but it's something that's a hot take. Okay, I saw Shaki put it on Twitter. He said that we're 2 signings away from winning the treble, and I agree with that. Okay, we're one signing of, if we sign a top striker with Victor Osimhen, and we sign a world-class midfielder, that's all.
You don't win a treble with an 11. You do not win a treble with an 11. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay?
Nah, no way.
There is no way you fully believe it.
So then you've just done this big thing of you need that centre mid because you don't work out the centre mid. So you buy the centre mid. What happens when you can't play the centre mid?
Say that again.
So you've just done this big thing about how you need to buy the centre mid because your system doesn't work out the centre mid that can drive at the ball. So to win a treble, you need to go far in 3 competitions. You need to have the depth. You need to have the energy. You need to last. What happens when you can't play that centre mid that solves all your issues and you're back to what you've got now? Does the system just fall apart again? That's what will stop you winning a treble because your system is apparently so reliant on a certain profile that you
it's
don't
not
have
about
and
being
can only buy one
reliant.
of.
Like you're looking. That's completely the wrong way of looking at it. I don't agree that we're close to a treble, but reliance is not the word. The fact is that we have a problem that we need to fix. It's not about buying more players, constantly buying more players. It's about using the players you have to try and fix what we have. Because we can't go and buy, I don't know, Amadou Onana tomorrow, can we? We can't do that.
Kai Havertz is
Tom is the worst
uncoachable.
guy to say that too, because he's Amadou Onana's biggest fucking fan. You don't understand.
I think
I love Amadou Onana, okay? That's my guy, okay? But I can't buy Amadou Onana tomorrow. I have to work with what we have. It's that simple. And right now, we have an issue where you can't literally sit there and go. I mean, I could produce a solution. I could just put Declan at the 8, at 6. Actually, have the ability to someone who wins duels, rides challenges, carries the ball out. Play him as the 6 instead of playing him as the 8, and play 2 8s in front of him. There's solutions in the squad. It's not always about
Who's the second 8? Who's the second 8?
Well, you can play. Okay,
we haven't got anyone.
What do you mean we don't have anyone? We
have. Kai Havertz is uncoachable. Kai Havertz is uncoachable. Okay, you can get Pep Guardiola. Kai Havertz still playing the same way.
What does uncoachable mean?
His ability is limited.
Because of what?
When it comes to simple things as in controlling the ball. There's so many times I watch him when the ball's in the air, he comes off his shin.
What are you talking about, Daud? Sorry.
I'm talking about Kai Havertz uncoachable. Okay, you can bring in Pep Guardiola, you can bring in any Tom, Dick, and Harry, the best manager in the world. This guy, ability-wise, is very, very limited. Okay, very limited. We've seen it with Chelsea for 3 years. We've seen it for Arsenal now for the last 11 games. Okay, he needs to. Kai Havertz, if he is not coming on as a striker when we go long to him and then we play off him like that, there's no other way he can start for us or he can play for us. Okay. Emile Smith-Rowe is injury prone. He can't get into the team. Fabio Vieira physically cannot play in the Premier League. Okay, cannot play in the Premier League physically. Trossard is not an 8. Okay, we went from having a midfield 3 that you knew our best. You cannot name me our best midfield 3. No Arsenal fan knows the best midfield 3 in this team.
The best midfield 3 is Partey, Rice, Ødegaard, but Partey
there's not enough goals in that midfield 3.
Partey is
against teams that play low block. You cannot play them 3.
How many goals did Xhaka get last year? 8? You think Rice can't get 8 goals?
Is Partey, how many goals Partey going to get? How many goals Partey going to get?
Partey doesn't get goals. He gets 2 or 3 goals a year.
No, but The problem is you need Partey to chip in with 1, 2, 3 goals. Rodri does that for Man City. He chips in with a couple of goals.
Why not Man City, man?
Partey only scores 1 goal every 3 years. Okay, we haven't
He scored
got
3 goals last year. What are you talking about?
well. Are you talking about the season before? How many Premier League goals did he get?
This
0.
past season, he scored against Spurs. Let me get it.
I don't think he's got any other Premier League goal. I think he's got a corner.
Let me check. I'll check.
Well, you cannot tell me Rice, Partey, and Odegaard is enough goals in that midfield three to get us to that next level. I'm sorry. Against away to Anfield, away to Etihad, in the cup competition, in the Champions League, yes, I agree with that. When you need a solid midfield three, but against
you're
teams
right.
that
It's
sit back
only 1 goal. Okay, that's
in the
fine.
Premier League, that's poor. So that's all I
Why
want
are
to
we
say.
asking? The whole point is, right? The whole point, we went very far last year with a squad with an 11, right? And we've changed that 11, right? And the main change has been, well, there's been multiple main changes, but the main change for me has been the absence of Thomas Partey and obviously replacing Xhaka with Declan Rice.
I think Xhaka.
I mean, if you just listen, I just said replace Xhaka with Declan Rice as well.
Okay.
Like, no,
But I'm sorry.
I don't mean to go chippy.
No. The thing I want to say is, Partey is not a bigger loss because I think Rice is. Right
now, Partey is a massive loss. Right now, because we're not accessing the areas of the pitch that we need to without him. And I don't want to use that as an excuse. It's just the reality. We need to figure out a way to play without Thomas Partey, and we're playing without Odegaard as well. Say you put Rice, Odegaard, Havertz, and play Odegaard left centre mid. We'll play, that works because then
get that guy on my team, Havertz. Get him on my team.
Look, if you're asking for solutions, right? You're asking for solutions. You need to play Odegaard deeper. You need him to be someone that can actually get the ball, make a couple of, be a man, be 2-man, and distribute the ball higher. I can't have this. I personally, I don't know about you guys. I can't have this whole. I can't have this whole.
I just heard I can't have this phone call. That's what I heard.
Oh, no, sorry.
What's the saying? Goals win you games. Yeah. Defense wins you titles. We've got the defense. We haven't got enough goals in our team. We can't win enough games because we haven't got enough goals. Liverpool, how many?
Why? But I keep telling you.
But Daud, last week, speaking of you got the defense, last week, you called Liverpool not that strong defensively. Ryan here is pointing out something. Defensively horrible Liverpool have conceded the same amount of league goals this season as defensively amazing Arsenal. Uncomfortable conversation. Kicking it with Daud. You ain't about to kick it now. Come forward, address the comment to the people. Go on.
No. I think Sky Sports showed a stat where it says that we've conceded the least shots in the Premier League this season, when percentage-wise, least shots. I think it was before the game started today. We conceded the second least goals in the Premier League. Okay, how many away grounds have we gone to, and how many against the top 8 have we played against compared to Liverpool? So we've had a tough fixture. Plus with Champions League as well, because we're playing every 3 days. Liverpool can play.
Liverpool have been to Stamford Bridge. They've been to Spurs. They've been to
St James's Park.
St James's Park. Yeah, they've been to quite a few grounds.
You've been to Brighton. We've also played Villa and West Ham.
Plus, this is the first time. I'm not that many excuses, but this is the first time in the last 7 years that we're playing in Champions League and Premier League. This team is not used to playing every 3 days.
You're talking. We need to talk about the defense as it is. Look, these are.
Hold on. Sorry. This team isn't used to playing every 3 days. Europa League's every 3 days, and you were perennially stuck in that competition for years with a lot of this squad.
We lost. We lost Gabriel Jesus.
And we went further in the Carabao too, by the way.
Jesus and Zinchenko done years of playing 3 days. What player in that squad hasn't played?
If we had Champions League last season, we would not have been first for 92% of the season last season. If we had Champions League, sure.
How can you say that? How do you know?
Because we had 6 days to prepare for a game every week.
No, we didn't.
But if you had Champions League, you probably would have bought better to begin.
No, we didn't. What are you talking about?
Last
year, Europa League. We didn't play any of the first team players.
Quite strong 11 in the group stage. Yes, we did.
We didn't.
All right, let me pull up the group stage 11
Because we didn't.
I'm
Because
telling you,
I
I'm telling
remember.
you, you're not right.
I remember. Martinelli. Check how many minutes Martinelli, Saka, Thomas Partey played. Our back four.
Look, I'm willing to
Our
be,
key
I'm willing
players.
to be wrong. I'm not here to get the, but I will check this because I'm pretty sure that we played quite a few of these.
Quite a few, but we're not playing our first 11 on a Tuesday and we're playing our first 11 on a Saturday. We didn't do that last season. I mean, last season we didn't play our first 11 on a Thursday and on a Sunday.
No side does that though.
No,
Man City don't play a Champions League game against whoever they've got next, Young Boys, with the starting 11 that they play on
That's
the
only
Saturday.
Man City. That's Man City's only example.
Okay,
every other team does. Every other team.
Who else in it? Who else in it? I mean, when we were in it, we didn't necessarily do it. You'd see a bit of rotation. You'd see a core of players who start.
How many injuries have Man United gotten this season with the amount of games they played this season? Muscular injuries. Because they're playing Champions League, Premier League, how many muscular injuries are they getting? Is it because
we was getting them injuries well before the Champions League even started? That's from last season that we're getting a lot of the injuries. But even
you're playing your first team in the Champions League. You're playing. You lost your.
Why is no other team getting affected by these other? Man City aren't having these level of muscle injuries. Who else in the Champions League this year produced Newcastle?
No, but I'm not saying that's the only.
Injuries.
I'm saying that's not the only factor. I'm saying recruitment's been shocking. Recruitment, that's one thing. I think these players are not used to playing in multiple competitions yet. Okay, we've got so many different, I'd say, issues when it comes to. We're playing like a new system where we're playing into a back three. Where we're playing a new system. We played the same system last season. Every week, where it's like 4-3-3.
Bukayo Saka played 8 games.
Yeah, but so does everyone, Daud. To become an elite club, you have to play the system every week. Yeah. Same system.
Bukayo Saka played 8
Actually, I'll take that back. Oh no, let me take it back quickly. If you go away to the Santiago or to Anfield or to Etihad and you change the way you play football for a singular game, it doesn't matter. But we're talking about 95%. I'm talking about 95% of the time. Newcastle does not count as an Anfield or an Etihad or a Bernabeu or an Allianz. Like, Newcastle is not that team yet. You understand? Anthony Gordon is not Kane. You know? Almiron is not Leroy Sané. Like, things are different. You know, when you face those clubs, you change it. By the way, Alex Ferguson, please don't think Alex Ferguson played the same way everywhere.
No.
But he played the same way against 90% of the teams. That's the massive difference here. The problem is, I like Arteta could change tactics, but depends who he's playing against. That's basically what
I'm not gonna over exaggerate with this performance and say Arteta. I've seen some people say Arteta out and we're going backwards as a club. I think that's absolute nonsense.
Everyone loves to do in or out. We played great, we played shit, we played this, we played that. No one actually wants to look at things.
I saw your tweet last week, by the way, where you were like the overly positive is just as annoying as the overly negative, and you're 100% correct. 100%.
Like, genuinely, like, I've got people. I know if I go on
you
Twitter,
can criticize without being Arteta out. By the way.
I know.
You have to be Arteta out.
Well, I just spent a good 15 minutes trying to 10 however fucking long it was, going in about how Arteta's messing up the tactics and the players aren't in the right position. I'm not Arteta out, okay? Like, I know if I go on Twitter right now, I'm gonna get some bloke saying Arteta out. I'm gonna get some bloke saying it's not Kai Havertz's fault. I'm gonna get some bloke saying
Arteta, my fucking manager.
I know, and then I'm gonna get someone saying I don't know my club anymore. This is ridiculous. We lost to Newcastle. Like, genuinely, I feel there's someone. I think it was Liaz who said this. He said, I think, what was it? He said, football gets in the way of people enjoying the game, or something like this. Something like football is. I'll find the quote because it's so fucking spot on. Because no one actually wants to. So I sometimes think that the 90 minutes of a game are almost an inconvenience to some people who just want to praise the winners and talk shit about the losers. I genuinely feel that people don't give a shit about what actually happens between the lines, and they just want to talk shit about Arsenal or Man United or Liverpool. Like, genuinely, and you see the amount of these people on Twitter, like, genuinely will just not watch the game. They just talk, they're just tweeting, they're tweeting. It's like, brother, are you not here to watch and enjoy the game?
You ask them questions and it's just that they just throw the results at you. So guess what? You can play well despite losing.
Because genuinely, if I look at that performance today, it's not like when we went to St James's Park and got bopped 2-0 off bottle top 4. It's not that performance. It wasn't a terrible performance. Like, we didn't concede many chances. I think we could have done better in the final third. We obviously talk about the midfield issues, but genuinely, I'm not sitting here going like the players showed no fight, no one gave a shit. This is just out of order, and this is a shameful night in the club.
Your problem is systematic, by the way. I agree with Curran, 100%.
Yeah. So,
and this is where this guy gets blamed. Big up to Donny, who says Arteta exposed he can't handle it in an interview. Look, I've got no problem with Arteta lashing out. I actually prefer this because I prefer every manager to lash out. I want for the next 2 weeks, for the next month, any mistake that happens, every manager lash out. So these PGMOL useless bastards get together and fix their crap mess. When VAR is being checked for 4 things, I know something's wrong, and you still didn't rule it off. So
the last thing I'm going to say in this game, because we do need to talk about this jammy win from Man United.
Biggest club in the world, Man United.
there is something Arteta always used to say in the All or Nothing documentary. You have to earn the right to play. You have to earn the right to play football. And today, there were times where in the middle of the pitch, we didn't earn the right to play football. We earned the right to defend. We earned the right to get the ball and try and do something with it, but we did not earn the right to play football in the final third of the pitch because we were not dynamic enough. And we weren't able to get the ball into the box enough. And we didn't get the chance to play, get into the ball.
At times, it just seems like Arsenal want to do wide isolation plays. You just want to give the ball to Saka or give the ball to Martinelli and have them go one-on-one with the fullback. That's the attacking strategy.
That's what I'm saying.
And they don't get support either. It's literally just Saka you got to take.
That's what I'm saying about the White overlap.
Ben White's not overlapping. He's no longer overlapping. So Saka is it's almost like basketball. It's almost like going, you got to ISO on 1v1 and score on your own. Because you're not going to get support from anyone in the box. Your striker's not there to offer it. Your midfielder's currently struggling to get into games because you're lacking the line breaking passes from your centre-backs to get through the first line of the press, which gets the midfielders in a position to turn and actually do something. At times today, especially when you went 1-0 down, the attacking strategy was start with Declan Rice, pass it to Zinchenko, pass it to Martinelli. Can you take on Livramento? No, okay. Pass it back to Zinchenko. We'll pass it back to Rice. We'll pass it back to Zinchenko. We'll pass it back to Martinelli again. Take him on again. Oh, it didn't work again. And now it's their ball.
Do you know that sounds like? That sounds like Manchester United. That's exactly what we do.
No, but the difference is...
I know you watch basketball. He basically just called you the Rockets from 3 years ago. Paul and Harden.
It's Saka and Martinelli or bust. And I think this is where it does come back to the strike a little bit because I think whilst you do lack the pieces to get the ball into the midfield, I also think that you lack the ability to almost, it's going to sound crude, still go through the middle but a bit longer. You don't have a striker who can actually win that battle against a centre-back and then knock it down for any midfielder to be there. So your midfield ends up sitting there. It's there.
This is why 100%.
And everyone else is just miles away and it falls apart so quickly.
This is how we created the goal against City, isn't it? We had Kai Havertz at the 9. He knocked the ball down. Tomiyasu knocked the ball down. He holds the ball up, puts the ball into Martinelli's path, and he scores. I think the plan today was to have Tomiyasu hit that left 8 channel and try and be like an accessory target man. So we were trying to get the knockdowns and try to get him into situations where he could just be a bit more of an aerial threat and have Havertz be that on the right-hand side. But the issue you have with that is then you still don't have a wide option now from your left back to provide that wide progression, and it's Declan just doing everything. So we're putting too much load on our midfield by not allowing them to get into positions where they can progress the ball through the middle of the pitch because we're forcing everything wide, making the pitch bigger instead of trying to make the pitch smaller and get the ball through the middle. We're trying to expand the size of the pitch and trying to make everything too wide.
Newcastle wanted to just do that as well. They were quite happy to let you have the wide.
They sat they sat in 2 lines of 4, right? Mm-hmm. They had 2 lines of 4, compress the pitch, get the ball out wide. You can do what you want in the wide areas.
Because their logic is you can have the wide areas because you're still got to come in the middle. And if we can have 8 people there instead of having to have people spread out all around the place, that's where the space comes from. When people are spread out, you find the half space. Newcastle just went, have the wings,
because you're not pushing players up to support them, so there's going to be no real crossing opportunities. We don't rate who you've got in the box anyway for the crosses. So it's just going to end up being 1v1 isolation plays. And unless Martinelli or Saka can pull out something out
By the
their
way,
arse,
the
it
Newcastle
falls apart.
defense, the Newcastle defense, and this is why I agree with Tom. And after Tom, I want to go to the super chat so we can move on. I'm going to be honest with you. This is why I agree with Tom. Bro, the Newcastle defense, I just feel like they didn't respect Nketiah enough to give him that much respect, which therefore essentially allowed them to double up on Saka. But anyway, and Martinelli. Big up to Aaron, LFC Aaron, who says, Arsenal have to win now. No more hard luck stories. I told him about Klopp 2018. 100 million%. I completely agree with this. All these, oh my God, they done so well. They built so well. These things, they make a difference and they're important. But to which extent and how long you keep doing this shit, then that's what matters. So I definitely agree. They do need to win something. By the way, even if it's an FA Cup, but win something though. That's what I'm saying, Adam. Big up to Uchende. Thank you so for the super chat. He says, I don't think Arsenal's problem is in the midfield. We've become too obsessed with ball retention, which is why the front line looks static. Fair, and that's the point Curran was.
No, but that's literally what I completely agree with that, because we're so obsessed, for example.
But how do you think personnel changes that though? I
think.
So you're telling me if you get the box to box 8, it won't change it? It will.
No.
By definition,
of course, the box to box 8 can change things. Of course, but the point I thought you were asking was, does it fix everything? No, it doesn't fix everything. What it does is it fixes the main problem, and that means I think if you look at last season, we were one of the best teams at getting the ball through the middle of the pitch. We're now one of, I would say, just not very good at it. It fixes a lot, but the thing is, we still have to put our chances away when we do start creating them. So Havertz and Nketiah, you know what I mean? Like there's still issues there, but I'm talking about what is the biggest wound? That's the biggest wound right now. So yeah, but we've talked about so long. I appreciate it because I know a lot of people are going to have a head loss from it, but yeah.
First. Big up to you, Ochandu. Big up to Toka, who says, let's call a spade. Daud is awful. Listen, Daud is here because he has a right to express his opinion. So does everyone else on the panel. We can all disagree and agree as much as we want. But thank you, Toka, for the super chat, Habibi. Big up to Section says, Hussam lost right now. He don't know what you man's on about. What do you mean I'm lost? I'm not lost, Selection, you dunce bat. I'm not lost. Rather, I can listen. You need to understand something about me, Selection. I'm Steven Gerrard. I'm the jack of all trades. Often better than a master of one, by the way. Finish the sentence. You know why? Because if you guys want to do banter, I'm here. I could deal with the Hamzas. You want to do tacticals? We can do all this crap too. You want to do calm conversations? We can. You want to do real football conversations? We can. It's good, you can expand your universe, do multiple different things. And speaking of expanding your universe, it's time to... Tom, first of all, why are you embarrassing me in front of guests? You're supposed to be my brother. And you just put the first knife in my back an hour and 10 minutes into the show. Anyway, guys, speaking of the two Manchester clubs, I think we can put them both in the same section because Man United is like a lot more exciting to talk about. Not the game, but in terms of excitement. Because, guys, breaking news. City beat Bournemouth. Oh my God. Who would have thought? That's such a shock. The entire world thought, Bournemouth should get the trophy just because they scored a goal because no one even expected that shit. So anyway, still 550 people watching us right now on this fine Saturday night, I should say, right? Yeah, night. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Big up to Selection, Toka, Uchendu, Aaron, Donny. Big up to Mike, Blaze, Tony, and Ryan for the super chats. Hit the like button. It helps the channel out, and subscribe to this football. AA.
Yo,
Manchester United, you get me? Win against Fulham. Talk to the people. And let me know your thoughts on City as well while you have the mic.
City is City, just the City machine rolling on, doing what they do at home. Doku on a mad one. Yeah, that's it. That's all.
4 assists and a goal.
Mental.
I didn't watch it because who gives a shit about watching City right now? They're obviously going to go on some sort of mad run. Let them get to it. No one gives a shit. Only thing I'm going to say is Erling Haaland, you should be ashamed of yourself. I had you as my captain today. I can't believe 6 goals. You didn't get 1. Could have at least got 1. 6 goals. God, come on. Nah.
He's a fraud. He shouldn't. That's why he didn't win the Ballon d'Or. Absolute
Hoyland
fraud.
better.
Absolute fraud.
He
Man
didn't even
United,
make it to
though,
60 minutes either. He didn't even get the second
Did he
point for
not?
minutes. No, he
Oh,
got sent off at 45.
keep bin him off. He's shite, honestly. Man United, though, listen, how do you defend the indefensible? We're absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. I genuinely lost interest in the game midway through the second half. When you start just doing stuff around the house, started cleaning up, started doing putting washing on. Like, it's a Saturday, and my team are playing on TV.
I literally put my laundry on during the United game. I remember.
I'm getting brownie points from the missus here. Like, what? I don't care. I should be watching my team. So, it's one of them at the moment. I mean, you could literally close your eyes and listen to that commentary of how United are playing, and that could literally be any game this season. We are, the way we're playing right now is what many maybe would have expected United to have done at the start of last season, because it feels like a continuation from 21-22 when we was absolutely horrendous that season as well. I don't understand how the drop off has happened so much, and I'm not blind to think I'm not going to isolate it to Ten Hag. I think it's a culmination of many things that are wrong with Manchester United. I'm not a blind fan. I call it out when it needs calling out. Ten Hag is failing at the moment in whatever ways you want to talk about. I mean, continually picking Anthony, which is proven to be one of the worst mistakes we've made. Manchester United have made a lot of mistakes in the last 10 years.
He's shit. There's no other way to. He's just so shit. I've never seen Jermaine Genius get so mad at a footballer in my life. Now, he can't talk about many people, Jermaine Genius, but he was livid with Anthony.
He had an agenda. See, if that's the first time listening to Jermaine Genius talking about Anthony, it's like he had an agenda, or Anthony slept with his missus. He was really annoyed at Anthony throughout the game, which he's right to be, because United fans were as well. Listen, I'm as Sam knows, Brazil are my national team, and I do have a thing for Brazilian players, especially when Manchester United buy them, because we don't tend to do it a lot. So when we've had them, obviously, I try back.
Double A was born in Rio. I don't know if you could tell by his accent. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely right. I was born at the foot of the Christ the Redeemer, if you don't know. But no, he can't defend him. He doesn't do anything. And Pellistri coming on doing more within a couple of minutes.
Pellistri was so good, by the way.
And this
because
is
he took risks as well. He took risks.
Well, I've long said Pellistri is our best winger. He's better than any winger we've got at the club, for the simple reason he does things that every other winger we have cannot do. And this is because Anthony, Rashford, Sancho is his own anomaly. Garnacho are all greedy. They're all out for themselves. They are essentially forward players playing on the wing that don't want to create. Pellistri wants to create for other people. He's not there to score for himself. He wants to get to the byline, cut across. There's someone in the chat saying Ahmad, we can't mention that because he's barely played for Manchester United. But Pellistri, he's starting for Uruguay against Brazil. Uruguay is starting in the World Cup. Uruguay are no mugs. They are a good national team, and for a young player to be constantly playing for him, but then can't get in the Manchester United team, is a joke. And especially when you're looking at the performances in front of him and thinking, he played against Bayern at the Allianz, and I think Ten Hag has been doing that a couple of times, throwing these young players in games where you think, why have you done that? You think of Hannibal against Galatasaray, which we lost, but then dragged him off at half time. And Pellistri was getting a bit of pelters for that performance. But he come on today and obviously set up the goal, which obviously, is a smash and grab. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about VAR, regardless of if I think it was a goal or not. I think, again, it's one of them 50-50. It can be given against and can it be given for. But United didn't do enough to win the game at all. We didn't do enough. We didn't do the things we needed to do to start to show that this team can play similar to how we played last season. And the injuries are affecting us. In the first couple of minutes, it looked like we was going to lose Maguire, but we didn't, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that's really bad for me to say. I shouldn't say that. Yeah, because he
I
actually
just
played.
like-
He
I
actually,
just-
I
he
just clocked-
actually-
I
He's
actually
actually been one of your
clocked
better
what he
players
just said.
recently.
that,
You want to
that
keep
player,
it
that was
crisp.
a,
I
that,
just
that was a,
clocked
that
what
was,
he just said. I just
that
clocked.
was a Freudian slip. That was a Freudian slip. I apologize. But no, he plays well against Fulham. He plays well against the lower league teams. When he plays against Manchester City and Newcastle, shits the bed, and it shows that Harry Maguire
Can
is
you
not
please
good
start
enough.
him at Anfield, please?
He's
Can you
not.
just do
Oh,
us that
no,
favor?
I think he might have to, which is great.
December
10-0.
16th. I beg you, put Maguire and Nunes in a one-on-one
Well,
situation. God, that's all I beg.
Varane's getting nowhere near the team. Do you know what I'm saying? So he very well. It's going to be Evans. If it's Evans and Maguire at Anfield, Hassan, please do not message me because I'm coming nowhere near. I'm coming nowhere near your channel if that happens, pal.
I'll be honest, I want 8. But anyway, let me ask you a question. Since we talk about that, and this is the question I want to ask Double A before we unleash the rest of the panelists to talk about United. And if they want to touch on City, up to them. If they don't, I'm not even gonna be mad at it. Yay, they beat Bournemouth. Anyway,
Did anyone on the panel watch the Man City game, or did you choose a different game? To watch
I
it
half-assed watched it. Like I just kept it on in the background type shit.
The thing is, I didn't even watch the game yet.
But anyway, let me
I
ask.
just
Sorry,
saw
just
Scott.
Daud. Let me just ask him the question before I forget. Ten Hag, Double A, Akhi.
Mhm.
We have to address this once for all. There is Ten Hag civil war happening in your fan base. Are you Ten Hag out? Are you Ten Hag in? Are you in the middle? Are you figure it out? Where are you? Which camp are you in? Out of the 3 camps.
I'm going to do the hoodie right away, and I'm not going to talk about the actual manager and how he performs. What I'm going to talk about is a cycle that is constantly happening at Manchester United and how anything will change. So for me, Ten Hag, he's not become a bad manager over the summer. Last season, and you can talk about, Liverpool didn't play well, Chelsea didn't play well, but look at Arsenal now when other teams are playing well. You can say the same for Arsenal last season. Is that the reason why they were so close to City because of these other teams as well? He's shown he had the skills to pay the bills in certain aspects. He took the worst ever performing Premier League team of Manchester United, got us a trophy, got us top 4. It looked like, we're starting to turn a corner under him. And my hopes for this season was potentially another trophy in the cups. But the main thing I wanted was to close the gap on the 2 teams that finished above us. That's where you start to see progress. And I wanted to see a bit more of his, we say style of play, but you want to see a bit more of us playing better football than what he was doing. He was talking about us becoming the best transition team in the world. And I think we are quite high in the league this season at winning the ball high up the pitch. It's just that our forwards are shit and we can't pass or create. So Ten Hag, for me, still has credit in the bank enough to turn it around. And that's dependent on him doing it straight away. That needs to happen quickly. The problem is with Manchester United is if we sack him, it's again, we've done it with Ollie, we've done it with Jose, we've done it with Van Gaal. It's one season great, second season shit, and then they're gone. We have to get out of this cycle of doing that all the time because people crying for Ten Hag to be out, who is going to come in? People are talking about De Zerbi, he wouldn't touch us. Emirates wouldn't touch us. Zidane ain't going to come to the Premier League.
Zidane publicly said he doesn't want to do it. Basically.
No. So who comes in and who turns this around? And then we ride in a crest of a wave again because we're currently dragging our ass on the floor and a new manager bounce gets us to the season. He gets a shitload more players and then he's playing with his players plus four other managers' players. And then the cycle repeats itself again and again and again. And I can sit here and I can say Glazer's out because nothing will ever change until they leave the club. I can talk about the structure. The structure is very important. You look at all the best managers in the world or the best clubs in the world. They've got the correct structures. Edu at Arsenal. You've got Tixie, Bixie, whatever it is at City. They talk to their manager and they have a plan to get this team where it needs to be. Manchester United.
What Tiki Bergestan?
Yeah, Tixie McBixie, whatever it's called. Manchester United have 2 idiots that have nothing, that don't know about football. They go away to Italy, they go away to Barcelona, and come back with fridge magnets for the family and no players. We're absolutely run by imbeciles who don't know what they're doing. So for a manager, and the manager, if he's going to them and saying, I want Anthony at all costs, why are they not offering alternatives, cheaper alternatives? Or, Doku, all these players that could come in and do a better job than what we've currently got. He doesn't have the people to tell him no. We're bad at transfers anyway. And they're overspending on players that we shouldn't be getting. You know, you look at Eriksen and Casemiro Varane all gonna need to be replaced in 18 months to even a year. So, short answer is I'm Ten Hag in. The long way, obviously, of what I've said. He has to be given a chance to turn it around. He can't just start saying, not even halfway through the season, get rid of him. You know, the players are shit. The owners are shit. The director of football and the CEO are shit. And the manager at the moment is performing in a shit way. But I trusted him enough to eventually turn it around. That's all I can say, really.
Operation Get Ten Hag to December 17th had a bright start today. That's got to have got him at least another game or two. At least another game or two. I don't care really what happens beyond with United beyond this point. I just need them when Manchester United come to Anfield, Erik Ten Hag to walk out in that dugout as Manchester United manager. That's all I need in life.
100%.
So I don't care if United go on the best run. United could go unbeaten for the rest of the games. Suddenly try and turn a corner. As long as he's in charge for that game, I'm happy. Because your record against actual decent sides since he's turned up is awful. It is awful.
Away from home, it's shocking. At home, it was good.
I want 8 this time, I'll be honest with you. 7 wasn't enough.
Nah, you know what? 8 would be nice, but I'd take 6 just so we can do 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Oh, that's a good one.
If you do 8,
we have the 5 and we have the 4.
6. We have the
6
5, we have the 4, and we have the 7. We just need the 6.
Have
the
the
only
straight
thing
flush and poker. I can't even say shit.
I can't even think that far ahead. I can't even think to December the 7th.
It's not even that far, you know. That's the thing. It's just like a month and a bit.
Well, we've got a lot of games in between them. I'm just thinking about Copenhagen now and how we need to really.
You know what? The only thing that I'm kind of annoyed about is that we don't get Galatasaray this week. Oh, Galatasaray away this week. Oh my God! I don't know if you guys saw that Zaha just scored a screamer today as well. I would have loved it to see this tiny Ten Hag side go to Galatasaray away. No Licha, Varane on his last legs. No Shaw. I mean,
coming off a 1-0 away to Craven Cottage. I mean,
I prefer it as it is because if they beat Copenhagen, then all the pressure goes onto that game at Galatasaray Stadium. Whereas if they were to do it now, there isn't really as much pressure because you've got Copenhagen coming up, you can beat them. But if they now that Copenhagen's out the way, they could be on 6 points. Let me just pull the tables. They'd be on 6 points if they beat Copenhagen.
6 points, and you expect. I think they're on 4 at the minute. Galatasaray. You expect Bayern Munich to beat them again.
Bayern Munich beat them. I reckon by the time you get to Galatasaray, if it's game week 5, I don't know if it's game week 5 or 6. If it's game week 5,
it's 5.
Yeah. So I expect United to be 2 points ahead going into that game. Where if Galatasaray beat them, Galatasaray jumped them, and United's last game in the Champions League group stage is Bayern.
But if we win, if we beat Copenhagen and we beat Galatasaray, we've essentially qualified because they can only finish on 7 points, where we'll have 9. So if we beat Copenhagen and for some reason jump on Tom's bandwagon by setting this up, all that comes down, and you can wank yourself silly over United.
No. You're so good against the Old Trafford that you'll definitely turn up when the crowd's hostile. And it one of the most horrific atmospheres in all of Europe. I'm sure your players who are notorious for their fantastic mentality and how they don't crumble under the slightest bit of pressure will really thrive in that Galatasaray atmosphere, and it won't end up being an embarrassing result.
I hope Maguire's got enough nappies because he's going to shit himself in that stadium.
I'll tell you what, though, he was decent today, Maguire.
But against teams that are shit, yes, he's very decent. You know, when he plays against teams you'd expect us to be good against.
Do you think Galatasaray are all that?
No.
Galatasaray
aren't good. It's the atmosphere that will fuck the players.
I was at Old Trafford against obviously.
The latest comment got a best way. Gala death trap. That is perfect.
Yes, that's the problem.
That's the perfect way of putting it.
Who do Galatasaray have? Let's be honest.
Icardi, Zaha.
Their front three is like Zaha, Icardi, Dries Mertens.
They've got Lucas Torreira.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, would anyone here take like Ndombele in their team? I wouldn't take Zaha.
They've got Davinson Sanchez at centre back.
They
Yeah.
do.
How do we forget Davinson Sanchez? There's
No.
rock at the back.
The other thing is,
There was-
right?
There was rumours today that were. I think we're trying to unsettle their right back. Bowie, is it? I think we've been linked with him today.
We were linked with him as
on a
well.
contract. So we're already doing the mind game. We're unsettling the players.
You pull out the mind game to Galatasaray.
Yeah, we'll start
Well,
the hard
yeah.
rumours with David Moyes' daughter again soon, just to
Where's Patrice Everett when you need him? He likes to stir them ones up.
So Daud,
yeah,
let me
shit.
get your thoughts on
Just to
United
finish
because
off
you've
on
been
that.
quiet this section.
Yeah, United. You know what it is with United. It's one of those ones that they're slowly turning into a club where they have one good season, then they have a shit season, and then they have an average season, and there's a cycle. It's been like that for the past 10 years where they have one good season, the fans overreact. We're back. Ralph Ragnick was wrong. We don't need open heart surgery. We don't need this. We don't need that. And then now, Man United fans are coming out with the Ralph Ragnick quotes. Yeah, we didn't need open heart surgery. This is bigger than just signing a couple of players, changing the manager. We need to change the infrastructure. We need to change the owners. It's like it goes from it's all rosy. We're back to another extreme where everything needs to change. So we don't know what's going to happen with you. We don't know how Man United fans are. They might go on a winning streak. They might get everyone back fully fit, and then in a month, 2 months' time, it might be, we're back. We've got a fully fit team. We're back, getting to the top four, and then another cycle again. So with Man United, it's, the fans don't have an objective this season. Like, what's your objective this season? Like, to win a trophy and just to scrape top four? Like
now, I would say
Top six.
top, yeah, if that. I mean, like I said, my expectations of the season was another trophy, do well in the Champions League, and then obviously close the gap in you with City. Obviously, that's gone out the window.
Yeah,
very, very early. Now it's just damage limitations. It's almost like, do you write the season off and start to prepare for next season and just try and do the best we can? Like, I mean, I can never not.
Are you already talking about next season? It's November.
No, because no. The reason why I'm saying that is because if you look at
It's November, double A. That's
yeah,
so
no,
bad.
no, yeah.
That's
But look,
so bad.
look where we are. We're almost out of the Champions League. We're out of the League Cup. We've got them the FA Cup, and let's be honest, the league form isn't getting any better at all. The performances are absolutely terrible.
So crazy.
Even the games we've won, we've been lucky to win. Wolves, we were lucky to win. Brentford, we were lucky to win. Forest, we were lucky to win because we were 2-0 down. And even today, we're lucky to win. Sheffield, yeah, it was
Dallo Screamer.
Dallo Screamer. Do you know what I mean? We've been lucky to win every single game. We've not played well in one game at all. The only time we've played well is the League Cup against Palace, and that was, B team against their C team.
That was
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, but that was the funniest game ever because you were Palace at the weekend, right? And
everyone thought it was the turning point. Amrabat's come in.
Yeah.
They're now doing the inverted thing, right? And then Crystal Palace beat you 1-0.
No, because their fans saw Amrabat as the inverted right back. And thought, sorry, was it left back? Yeah, sorry,
left
inverted
back.
left back.
Yeah.
And
But it was just so tactically innovative. We can't remember. It was just so tactically. Wow.
No, but look, I haven't said much for United, and I'll just say this. Look, United destroyed my childhood as a kid. They were the pain that
Your adulthood's destroyed, double A.
I was, and every season that it gets worse is so much enjoyment to watch. I go to sleep. I fall asleep. Right. Let me tell you how deep this runs. Right. I go to sleep with Goldbridge in the background, crying.
Shout out.
I go to sleep with Saeed or whoever, whichever United fan channel is crying. It helps me sleep. It is the aid that helps me fall asleep. The way this club has been run since David Gill has left has filled me with so much joy, with so much love, with so much just sheer bliss that it is healed a lot of my childhood wounds. It has healed Old Trafford, the game against the game in 2002 and the game in 1999. It has healed the wounds that I have had for years. And I want to say thank you to Sir Jim Ratcliffe for letting these people dream and then shutting it down, because it is beautiful. The amount of times, and I think same with the Qataris with Liverpool as well, because I know Hussam had the flag in for a while, and I have a soft spot for Liverpool, but that shit was funny too. But this Sheikh Jassim guy looked like he was about something. He was putting his money on the line. 6 billion in the club, new stadium, no debt. What more could you ask for?
He
And then
was
now
going to stop all the funny things. He was going to stop all the things that have made
he was going to
everyone
stop it
happy.
all. Like,
He was going to fix the leaking roof. The leaking roof's the best thing. Every 2
Oh.
weeks we get a United fan going, I'm trying the rain fucking piss
Yeah,
down on me
that-
while I'm sat in my seat.
We wouldn't get that City chant. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't have been able to just.
I hope as well. I hope as well. Every single club adapts that chant because it's brilliant.
Everton did it.
Newcastle were doing it on Wednesday, wherever it was.
Everton were doing it in the stands. They were at Goodison singing at half time. Like
Trafford is falling down.
My favorite thing about the football community is how we all come together when injustices are happening. And you know
what the funny thing is if we had the internet community during like the Ronaldo years and the early Fergie years, we wouldn't hear the end of it from you guys, and I wouldn't expect anything else.
Yeah, now it's your time for payback. Hold that, Double A. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Like I grew up with this shit.
100%. Yeah, Double A. You know you're nice and stuff right now, but be honest with me. Let's just have an honest moment to end this thing that has nothing to do with football. I'm gonna ask you personal question right now. You 100% knew Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans growing up. Did you not just blabber the fuck out of football every day and just inject it into your veins?
I had to go into school.
Be honest right now. Going
Ronaldo
to school,
hit
were
like
you
a
not
free
the
kick for
biggest
like 40
asshole
yards?
to your Liverpool and Arsenal friends? Be honest.
Well, so obviously being from Manchester, it was literally only Manchester United and Man United and City in my school. Obviously, there were like one or two City fans. Obviously, they don't have many, but I just didn't. We were so good. I didn't even hear you. Like you just didn't even mean anything. Liverpool, especially, were irrelevant when I was a kid. I mean, you couldn't win nothing.
Like genuinely, you guys didn't have to go into school.
You know, Curran, what he just did? He just proved my point.
No, that's what I'm saying. But the thing is,
that's how I know. That's how I know.
I show chest. Are you mad?
You know the worst thing is, right? Is that
Exactly.
So now it's not like we have an Arsenal fan base in Manchester. Like all these Peckham Reds in London, the amount of them we have in London that just watch from their armchair in London and then turn up to school. I remember that Ronaldo hit that free kick at the Emirates, and I turned up the day after, and it was just relentless. It was actually relentless. It was just God.
And this is what annoys me about London Reds is this whole all of last season wanting City to win the league. So you didn't. No Mancunian wants City to win anything. I don't want him to win anything. So I don't even want him to win a scratch card. So the fact they were wanting them to win the league, and because you see it now on Twitter, it's like, they were cheering for City last season. Listen, I was never cheering for Manchester City to win anything.
Good.
If United aren't in contention to win the league, cancel the fucking season. I don't care. I don't have interest in who's winning. But I'm realistic on what Manchester United are. We're a mid-table club that fights for top four. We're Arsenal from about 10 years ago. Celebrating top four. A cup here and there. It's very, very nice.
Curran, point proven again. See?
No.
It's true.
Hussam, and this is a beautiful thing.
That's not the point.
Let me finish.
No, Curran, because you like to do politics. Listen, fuck the politician answers. That's not the point. He's
Brother,
right.
I was about to put the needle in. Relax. I was about to put the needle in.
This is him like 10 years ago. This is him to his Arsenal friend. You guys celebrating top four. We celebrate titles. We're Manchester United. Hold that. Where's your last title?
That's what City do now. Hey, that's what City fans do now.
Look, okay. The fact is that 10 years ago, we had an ownership struggle between Alicia Usmanov and Stan Kroenke. Enjoy that. Because we had to deal with that shit for 10 years. For however long it was. It's going to be fun to watch because you're going to hear the leaks happening from Sir Jim's side, the leaks happening from the Glazers, the leaks happening from the players. It's going to be Daud can
There'll be more leaks than the roof at Old Trafford.
Daud can back me up on this. When we had Usmanov, right? the amount of times you'd hear, "Oh, I want to put this money in,"
Lineup.
and then it's just the Cronkies. Like we would hear the amount both sides trying to come at the other for no
True,
reason.
by the way, 100%.
And this is the same thing that's going to happen with the Glazers and Sir Jim. I can feel, I just know it. Like I don't have any evidence to back it up, but you just know it.
The only solace I can take from it of all this, right? Because listen, Sir Jim coming in, I've got my own issues with that, and I think, you know, we are in trouble. If we wasn't Manchester United, we didn't earn so much money, we'd be done. We'd be done as a club. And you know, the debt getting bigger, the debt's almost $1 billion. It's a disgrace. It shouldn't happen, but we are where we are. And you know, so I've got no right to, you know, fans are gonna laugh, and you're all entitled to the opinions. And you know, you guys saying that we ruined your childhood does give me a bit of a semi. I can't lie, but at least you know we've not won a league in 10 years, but at least we've got another 20 to rectify it, because we know Arsenal only do Liverpool only do one every 30 years. So
you're all over the place.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you made 2-3 mistakes. Making mistakes
or not, it's still facts. So it's okay.
Yes.
And Arsenal as well.
On that,
I don't
Arsenal
care.
we've got to wrap up because we have to go
10,
to
10, 20, 30.
You know,
he's just gonna hate us for
this most. There's no way United to fix it. It doesn't fix for United. You can say you've got another 20 years. You can say you've got another 20 years, and you do. But it's not like you're going to do anything in those 20 years, because the issues at United are deep-rooted. They are so deep-rooted that nothing is going to change.
We're closer to getting relegated than we are winning a league.
You know what this is? This is Lucas Leiva. This is David and Gog. This is the times. This is Seamus Flanagan. This is the times, right?
Say like we've got Cleberson and Jemba, mate, and David Bellion. Come on.
You might as well. To be honest. You might as well.
I mean, the best part about this season is...
I have an argument that Scott McTominay is the worst player I've ever seen for Manchester United, and people will throw Cleberson and Jemba up in my face. But the reason why I say McTominay is the worst I've ever seen is because he's had 7 years, and yet he's still shit with all the shit we've got around us.
Well, don't talk about your top scorer like that. Where would you be without him?
Mayo means nothing. But Cleberson and Jemba were shit around the best players we've ever had. So I imagine if Jemba played for us now, he'd be the Kevin De Bruyne of the Premier League, mate. It'd be that
not
level.
Not of the Premier League, of your squad.
I know who Sam wants to wrap up, but I'm gonna say
of your squad, not of your Premier League.
I know who Sam wants to wrap up, but I just want to say this one thing. There was one. There was just the last thing I'm gonna say is there was one poll I saw today on Twitter between it was Gabriel.
Was it the Obertan and Anthony one?
And Anthony won, and I was just like, how fucking dare you? How dare you? Obertan.
Who won, Anthony?
Obertan won, but like, come on, that was.
That's
honestly, I stand by. Anthony is the worst winger in the Premier League.
I love that Tom knew the plan. I love that you knew the polls.
Genuinely, Anthony is everything you don't want in a winger. He's everything you don't want. He can't score. He can't create. He thinks he can dribble. He can't. He's perennially left-footed. If anything, he'd be better on the left when you just force him down the line, and he eventually has nothing to do but kick it in the box because he's on the
perfect
right.
left mid like 30 years ago. Perfect.
He has an innate desire to cut inside, but I've never seen a winger size up at a fullback so many times and not beat them.
Do nothing. Just do nothing.
He sizes them up.
Yeah, he's a futsal
you know what he's like? He's like that fellow who squares up to someone and then is waiting for the mates to hold them back. And then they don't hold them back, so he goes, shit, I'm going to back out now. He sizes them up, does all little flicks, and then goes, shit, I'm past it backwards now, I'm going backwards. You've done all the, take him on. The 3 times I tried to see him take someone on stage, just lost the ball. 100 million of whatever the currency it was.
If you're saying pound for pound, then that's definitely the worst winger on the league. But listen, on that note, I have to wrap it up because staff is waiting for me in Daud because he's the Arsenal rep as well on his show. And he's gonna kill me. Yeah, big up Daud. I'm not. He's gonna get killed if we're late any longer. So big up to Mike, big up to Blaze, Tony, Ryan, Selection, Toka, Uchendu, Aaron, and Doni for the super chats. Big up to you guys. Make sure you're all liking. Make sure you guys are all subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. All these guys' lovely channels in the description. You can find them. Double A's channel, Curran's channel, Dawood's channel, Tom Little's channel. Go like, go subscribe, go show them all the love and support, and stick around on this video because it's gonna take you to Staffy TV, where me and Dawood are going right now to do that show together as well. So before we do that, just quickly, Double A, where can people find you? What have you got coming up? Talk to the people, bro.
Yeah, AAFC is the channel I talk about United. Well, I say talk about United. I try not to at the moment. I'm just doing other stuff. So I have got a video coming out. The five Premier League legends that United should have signed. There's a couple of Arsenal players in there. So two guys at the bottom would like to see that. And maybe even a Liverpool player, I think, as well. If you like football kits, though, obviously Talking Kit as well. I do stuff on Talking Kit. So 2 channels you can find me at. Just find me rambling. Obviously I do stuff on Saeed and United stands. You can find me on there if you like United at all. But being a Liverpool channel, I don't think you do you? To be fair.
Fair enough. No, we do watch it right now. We just don't watch it on your
Oh no, I love the United stand. The tears sustain me. That's how.
I'm on there after United get beat by Copenhagen on Wednesday. If you want some more.
You weren't the Zidane guy, were you?
No,
that's Faz, bro.
Faz, sorry. Oh God,
yeah.
He just kept saying Zidane. Oh my God, that was.
I love. I don't know his name, but I love the old fella who just loves Martial.
Ricky.
I think
I love him.
If he had his way, it would be the most shit United team going. It would just be McTominay and Martial and any players like those.
He was like, when we shouldn't sell Smalling. We shouldn't sell Smalling if we're going to get Maguire.
He thinks Johnny Evans is our best centre back, so that tells you everything.
He's not wrong though, is he? Johnny
yeah,
Evans
he is wrong.
Tom, where can people find you? Old man, you're 17 now. Congratulations.
Wow. Tom Little the one on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, the works. I'll be back on content next week when I get over this fucking illness.
Oh yeah, make excuses. Fucking inconsistent bastard. Curran, where can people find you, brother?
Just like Tom, we've been quite inconsistent. One of our guys Hassan's been trying to get on. George is doing his PhD dissertation, so it's been a bit difficult to get streams going. But you can find us at Ball of a Passion. You can also, and just because he's not here, do shout out Hamza because he did reach 1K subs. Do subscribe to Hamza's channel as well. Hamza, I think he just reached 1K, so do push him as well because he's something. Let's just put it that way. He's a person. He's a person that exists in this world. So yeah. Big up everyone.
I need to get Curran and Hamza on a show together. I think that video will reach boiling point on YouTube like never before. But it's gonna be beautiful though. It's gonna be beautiful. Dawood, I know you're gonna see me on Staffy TV right now, but where can people find you? What have you got coming up?
Now that Arsenal can't win the league in real life, I'm going to be doing a career mode for Arsenal, trying to win the league on there. So catch me on there, kicking it with Daud on YouTube. And we're doing Arsenal career mode, and hopefully, I'll achieve something with this club.
So guys, make sure to go subscribe to all their channels. They're all in the description. I know some of you are lazy bastards who just don't want to go type it out. So they're all in the description. Just go to the channels, subscribe to all of them. All great guys, can vouch for all of them. Even Tom Little. So go subscribe to all their channels. Stick around here. And I don't want you to be an asshole to Staffy. I've had enough of us being assholes. Don't go tell him this is Hussam TV. Tell him, Staffy, you're amazing or something. Say something nice about Staffy.
No.
Whatever you can.
He's already won. He's won a game of football. No.
If Hassan wants to be a little bitch about it, take the piss out of him on my behalf.
Legit.
You can throw my name in there when you want to take the piss out of him to start with.
Ask him what shisha flavor he's smoking. There you go.
Anyway, yalla. See you guys later, man. See you guys over there. Yalla. Peace out.